24, TAC 2 of your Idaho Youth Challenge Academy. I am Melissa Browers, Deputy Director, and I will be your Masters of Ceremonies for today's event. Please rise as you are able and remain standing for the arrival of the official party, the arrival of the cadets, the presentation and posting of our national and state colors, our national anthem, the Pledge of Allegiance, and the invocation.
Ma'am, Class 24 TAC 2 assembled as ordered, requesting permission to proceed.
Permission granted, sir.
Forward, march. March time, march. Left, face! Freezer, on!
Up, out, face. Ready, post. Ready, face. Forward, march.
It is my honor to introduce Cadet Staff Sergeant Landvatter to lead the Pledge of Allegiance.
Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
It is now my honor to introduce Cadet Staff Sergeant Thornquist to deliver the invocation.
Let us pray. Dear Heavenly Father, I pray to give thanks for bringing all the families of this squadron to commencement safe and sound. Thank you for all these graduates I have before me. Thank you for guiding us and pushing us through the academy with resilience and strength, for allowing each cadet to push through the hard and frustrating days of the academy. I would like to pray for peace of mind and comfort over everyone who sits in this auditorium here today. May you pour your love and blessings over us, Father. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Ladies and gentlemen, you can be seated. And just like that, you're at graduation day, cadets. Who thought, right? Class 24 TAC 2, congratulations on this significant day. 22 weeks ago, you stepped through the academy doors, which will forever affect your life and those around you. Your decision to accept the challenge was costly to you and your loved ones, but you set your sights on the bigger picture and embraced the trials that will lead you to a better future for yourself and your loved ones. This year, the National Guard Youth Challenge celebrated 25 years nationwide of creating pathways to opportunities for young people around the nation. The model focuses on improving participants' education, life skills, discipline, and employment potential. With over 214,000 graduates nationwide, you now, cadets, have the opportunity now to network with many of those individuals around the nation. Idaho alone had a big milestone as we celebrated 10-year anniversary of being in the Challenge family this summer in Boise. Class 24-2, your hard work and determination through blood, sweat, and tears have led you to graduate with 127 cadets, making our total graduates in Idaho of 2,416. Cadets, our staff, yeah, give them a big round of applause, that's amazing. So cadets, our staff taught you many life lessons and gave you a toolbox full of tools to get you through the day-to-day challenges that you are about ready to face. You thought 22 weeks was hard. Wait till adulthood hits. Anyways, remember our core values of RIC. What does R stand for? Respect. I. Integrity. C. Awesome. And use those in your everyday life to help you stay on the right path to pursue your goals and your ambitions. During this festive season of Christmas, when presents are given to show our gratitude towards one another, why not be a gift to your family and friends? Give them your time and your love, and mostly your support. Be a light in this world, cadets, showing kindness and compassion as you venture forth to inspire those around you to make a change. Class 24 TAC 2, congratulations on being a successful graduate of the Idaho Youth Challenge Academy. Major Donnellan could not be here today, but as you go forth to lead the way, set the standard, and rise above, he wanted to send you his best regards in a letter. Staff Sergeant Connor Clark will read this on his behalf. Cadet Clark recently returned, like yesterday, from MEPS and plans to join the Army National Guard.
To graduating class 24 Tech 2. As Adjutant General of Idaho, I am filled with immense pride and admiration as I address you today. Your journey has been a testament to resilience, determination, and the unwavering spirit that defines each and every one of you. Completing the Idaho Youth Challenge Academy is no small feat, and it marks a significant milestone in your life. Today we celebrate not just an achievement, but a transformation. For those of you who will go on to complete your high school education, know that this path you have chosen is a bridge to limitless opportunities. Your commitment to your own future is a powerful tool that will guide you through life's challenges. It will open doors to new possibilities. I urge you to continue your pursuit with the same passion and tenacity that brought you to this moment. To those of you who have earned your GED or high school diploma through the IDYCA, congratulations. This accomplishment is a reflection of your hard work, perseverance, and the belief that you can overcome any obstacle. May your success serve as an inspiration to the peers and friends that you left when you came here. May it also serve as a sense of pride for your family and your community. You've proven that with determination and support, anything is achievable. Remember that your journey does not end here. Whether you choose to further your education, enter the workforce, or explore other opportunities, carry with you the lessons learned and the confidence gained from the IDYCA experience. You are capable of achieving greatness, and the future is yours to shape. On behalf of the Idaho Youth Challenge Academy faculty, staff, and cadre, as well as the entire Idaho Military Division, I extend my heartfelt congratulations and best wishes to your future endeavors. We believe in you, and we are excited to see all that you will accomplish. With utmost respect and admiration, Major General Timothy Donnellan.
Okay, so audience, the cadets have been, trained to clap 5 times. You can clap more, I promise you, okay? And now our program coordinator, Mr. Guy Bonner, will introduce our scholarship winners as well as give some information about the post-residential phase. Like I said.
All right, welcome. I'd like to thank our VIP special guests and as well as the family and friends that have come out today, to celebrate these cadets' tremendous achievement over the last 22 weeks, which is no small feat. It takes a little bit of intestinal fortitude to kind of stick that out. We were talking about it today where you can't stop time. This day was coming no matter what, right? And whether you were here or not. And so doing the daily work day in and day out is what actually brings you to that finish line. Just remember that. So parents, thank you for your patience with us, and thank you for trusting us with your youth. Now some of these cadets will head out into the workforce, and others will head to school and continue to work towards finishing their high school education. I would like you to keep in mind that their process is not over. They're now in the post-residential phase for the next 2 years. We'll be keeping in touch with them monthly in the first year and then quarterly for the second. And we'll be wanting to hear how things are going, right? And if they need help getting connected to resources, our primary platform to do this will be through an app called Mentor Pro. This is a closed app, right, in which only the staff and cadets are allowed, aside from subject matter experts throughout the state who have been vetted and express an interest in wanting to help connect youth with resources. The team at Mentor Pro has been phenomenal at helping to tailor this to our challenge model. Now, I understand any parent's reservation with a social media type app, but in the same way our academy has been a near perfect model for an educational entity, this is equally a near perfect type of social media. This is a closed app, like I said, that all of our youth have either already joined or have the information they need to get plugged into it during their post-res. It works like an alumni app, where the students will be able to communicate with the school staff and get connected to any resources they might need. All communications are viewable by our leadership to ensure professional and effective use of the platform. This network of resources can be anything from helping a graduate navigate the college enrollment process, entrance into apprenticeship programs, vocational opportunities, health and wellness resources, financial guidance, faith-based entities, whatever they're looking for. You name it, we're trying to add it. So for those in the crowd hearing this and may want to be a part of that resource network, it's as simple as calling the Academy and letting us know that you want to be part of our resource network. Many of you may know individuals or entities that would be perfect for this. Please get them in touch with us or get us their contact information. And this can be as simply having the resource information in our directory and then no other work needed. Or a larger presence by requesting to be vetted for an account in the Mentor Pro app. So this new venture will greatly increase our impact on our youth and better direct them towards paths of success. This is such an important endeavor in a world in which drive, work ethic, and even the idea of an obligation to contribute to society is being taken from our youth and young adults. Please join us in helping to guide them as they look to pursue their goals. Cadets. You are one of the most important groups of people on this, as Phil Robertson would say, planet Earth. You're the young youth of this world. Like it or not, you will be a pivotal force in what our future will become. Even at your young age, you have seen within your peer groups and within the adults that you watch exist in this world that there is no shortage of those that want to stand idly by and soak up energy and revenue created by others. This is not a self-sustaining model. More and more people are jumping on the metaphorical gravy train, looking to get something for nothing. Less and less are getting out there and willing to work. You've heard the phrase, work hard, play hard. But know that we don't get to play hard for very long if we don't work hard for very long. Work is what makes everything that is accessible to us exist. In my travels, it always amazes me the amount of trucks that are on the road, semis and stuff. Truckers make this world go round. Everything you have in your home, what you're wearing, your vehicles, all were transported at some point. It took work, ingenuity, people willing to take risks to start businesses that create these products being moved from somewhere to you. Think about this the next time you're on the road and you see the magnitude of commerce traveling through our great nation. This nation that you live in and all the opportunities that come with it began with a group of individuals that live with a mentality that all men and women should produce something in society. Whether that be innovation of products or the raising of young men and women with morals, values, and a strong work ethic, this is the obligation of mankind. Without it, there will be a slow degradation of society. The things that one person receives without working for, another person must work for those things and not receive them. It's not magical. Products, substance, money, all come from somewhere. It has to be created, worked for, earned. When people get the idea that they do not have to work because others that do work are going to take care of them, and when those that work get the idea that it does no good to do work because somebody else is going to get a large portion of what they work for, that is the beginning of the end of any nation. Slowly, more and more people will be taking less, and less will be making. Sorry, I said that wrong. More and more people will be taking, and less will be making. Our future, our quality of life depends upon you, and yours will depend on the generation behind you. You have seen what right looks like. You know what it takes to succeed. And get out there and be a maker and not a taker. John Adams once said, "Our obligations to our country never cease but with our lives. We ought to do all we can." I just want you guys to think about that when you go out there every day of your life. You're going to play, you're going to have fun, but you got to work hard and you got to be putting something in. And then you got to teach that to the ones behind you so that it can keep going, all right? Because you're going to be in my spot and you're going to be depending on somebody, all right? So I depend on you. And this is why we worked hard for you day in and day out. So with that, Godspeed you on your path, cadets. And again, congratulations on your feat. From the moment it was born, the IDYCA Foundation has been a beacon of hope and support, pouring thousands of dollars into scholarships and amplifying the quality of life for our devoted cadets. As a certified 501c3 organization, every donation made to the IDYCA Foundation is tax deductible. Not just limited to financial aid, the foundation also proudly champions incentive awards throughout the program, supports legacy projects initiated by the cadets themselves, and caters to a myriad of other academy necessities. Today is a special day. The foundation is all set to award 3 scholarships. So as you hear your name, we invite you to step into the spotlight, walk up to the stage, and accept your scholarships with pride from Deputy Browers. They've practiced this. Receiving a $1,000 scholarship is Isaiah Chula. He will be receiving his diploma today and will be attending the Northwest Lineman College in Meridian. Receiving a $1,000 scholarship today is Tristina Warner Huff. She will be finishing her last semester of high school at Timberlake, and she will be pursuing a degree in criminal investigation at NIC. Receiving a $2,000 scholarship today is Samantha Day. She will be completing her senior year at Melba High School, and she will then be pursuing a degree in cybersecurity at BYU. She also had the highest ASVAB with a 98. Recruiters are like, yeah, I could get her in the officer program, you never know.
Thank you. Idaho Youth Challenge Cadets, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor to introduce our guest speaker, Mr. Trevor Sparrow.
She didn't see that. I did bring one. Cadets, guests, families, it's good to be here with you. I was introduced as a guest speaker today. I guess they're going to give me the honor of sharing the information, but this is my last graduation as the director of the Idaho Youth Challenge Academy. I was extended an opportunity just in the last month or so to have a governor's appointment to a new agency that the state's starting to help out children in foster care. So I accepted that appointment with a lot of bittersweet hesitation, but I guess that affords me a couple of opportunities today. I don't have to be as formal in my speech and read from a book. And I did have the opportunity this last week to spend some time with the governor, and he wanted me to extend his heartfelt appreciation to you, graduates, and your efforts in the academy, and the families, and your efforts in supporting them. It's not easy on the family's part, easy as well, to support your cadets being gone for 22 weeks. I saw a lot of those posts on the Facebook pages. I have 6 kids myself. I understand that, what the hesitation, but also the tremendous pride that you have had over the process and today as you've shown up. So 4,205 days. That's how many days it's been since I started my journey at the Challenge Academy. I was in Mr. Billups' spot as an admissions coordinator, and I put 6,000 miles on that car the first 2 classes, driving around the state, meeting with people, meeting with cadets, future cadets, hopeful future cadets, meeting with stakeholders. Nobody knew about us. Nobody knew about the academy and what we were all about, what the mission was. A lot of schools thought we were taking their kids and taken some of their dollars out. It's a process over the last 10 years, working with a lot of stakeholders around the state and letting them know about the benefits of the academy, and that they're going to get back some awesome cadets when you guys go back to school, those of you who are going back into your high schools. And they've seen that. Stakeholders have seen that. I remember the first time that we reached 1,000 likes on our Facebook page. That was a big deal for us. Now we have 13,000, almost 500 likes on the Facebook page. I remember when we had a flat roof. Yes, why would you put a flat roof in Pierce, Idaho, on top of a school where all the snow comes? Yes, we did snow blow the roof several times. It was very dangerous. Good thing we had a few brave souls, I was not one of them, that got up on the roof to snow blow the snow. And we found out as we built the new roof that it could actually rain inside. Actually, it could flood inside the building. When contractors were up there punching holes with their shoes and with their tools, and we get a big rainstorm, I have pictures on my phone still of staff going around poking those ceiling tiles that started sagging with water. And wherever Sam is at, our IT room, oh my goodness, that was crazy. The water coming in the IT room around all the electrical equipment. Lots of fun we've had over the last 10 years. And then I remember being on the ground floor when we started envisioning what the new barracks would look like, and then seeing that come to fruition this next summer. I'm sorry, guys, you don't get to be a part of living in there unless you really want to just walk in the back. No, I'm just saying, I'm just joking. You're all graduating, you can't come back. Come back when the barracks are built and visit. I will do the same. We'll meet there. And tour the open house. The thing that I'll be most grateful for is the relationships that I have built at the academy. The friendships I have made with staff members, and the conversations, many conversations that I've had with cadets over the last 10 years in my office, as we've talked about their goals, we've talked about their dreams, we've talked about the things that are bugging them, we've talked about how they don't feel like they need to be there, and then how they feel like they need to be there, all in the same sentence. Lots of fun conversations we've had in the office, and lots of relationships built and forged over the last 10 years. Those will be things that I will always hold close to my heart. So enough about me. I'll actually share my speech that I brought on a napkin. You guys remember this? Now, I have a few points down here, but they're off of this. I just wrote them, typed them so I can read them. So the cadets, when we started this class, during their acclimation graduation, I had to be gone for the second week of their acclimation, which I thought was crazy that we were having a director's conference during the second week of acclimation for most academies around the country. Some were smarter than me, and they actually moved their class a week, so it wasn't during their second week, but never thought of that. So as I was coming back, literally the day they graduated from acclimation, I wrote my speech to them on a napkin, and I saved it in my wallet, because I usually like to share some of the things that I talked about with you guys during that acclimation speech during your graduation. So some of those things, if you remember, I talked about some points from Admiral McRaven, who was a Navy SEAL. He was at one point, if you can remember, the oldest serving Navy SEAL at any one point during the history of the Navy SEALs. Whoever's the most senior and has been in the longest today would be called the Bullfrog. And so they're the oldest serving, longest serving Navy SEAL, because SEALs are called frogmen. So he wrote a book called Wisdom of the Bullfrog, because he was at one time the bullfrog. And some of those points that I wanted to remind you of today, and I wanted to share. Number one, don't be afraid of failure. Failure can be one of our greatest teachers in life. You have all had moments, I know, some more than others, that have failed at different things during the class cycle. And then I've seen you pick yourself up, and I've seen you excel, and I've seen you work on those things, and then take that weakness that you had and make it stronger. And so failure can be one of our greatest teachers. Be a person of integrity no matter what. I can't emphasize this enough. I was talking to a young man, not a cadet, this last week. And I told him he was having a few struggles. And I says, we were sitting on my back patio. And I says, I can come across the patio here, wrestle you to the ground, and take that sweatshirt off of your back because I think it's a cool sweatshirt. Or take your shoes off your feet because I think they're cool shoes. People can take a lot of things from you, cadets, but they can't take your integrity. They can't take your character. Those are only yours to have. They're also yours to give away if you choose to. So be a person of integrity no matter what. Number 3, we're all in this boat together. This boat called life, as Mr. Bonner just talked about, we all have our part. So grab a paddle and start paddling. This is your time. You've learned about all of the necessary skills that you need to keep paddling in the boat. Sometimes it's important to have a good guide. Reach out to your parents and your families, your employers, your school counselors, whomever it might be, and use the guides that you have in your life. We talked about my experience when I ran a marathon, and sometimes yes, I did run a marathon, people. Doesn't look like it, but I did. I managed it, and I did not die. Still here. The aid stations are awesome. They have food, water, drink. You're going to have aid stations in your life. You'll need guides. Just keep paddling. Just keep paddling. This one's not from Admiral McCraven. It's from my wife. She had a tremendous journey this year that she's been on. And she's a teacher as well. And she talked to her kids and the kids at her school about being stronger than yesterday. That it's important to take each day and be a little stronger than you were the day before that. So be a little bit stronger today than you were yesterday. Doesn't have to be much. Just a penny at a time starts adding up in that piggy bank of life. So be a little stronger today than you were yesterday, and tomorrow than you were today. And last but not least, the Navy SEALs in their training, they have this bell. And I know you've been talked to about what that bell means. That bell means that if you're done, if you're ready to quit, if you're ready to go home, or if you're told you're done, then you go over and ring that bell, and you'll be done. You can walk away. So, my last bit of advice for you is don't ever ring the bell. The world needs all that you have to offer. There's going to be lots of people that try to convince you that the world doesn't need what you have to offer, that the world doesn't need you. And unfortunately, we've had cadets that have graduated and thought that that was the case, and they rung the bell. Don't ever, ever ring the bell. I just wanted to finish with a quote for you guys, and this is Theodore Roosevelt. It's called The Man in the Arena. It's one of my favorite, and I figured since it was one of my favorites, it's okay for me to share in my last graduation speech. And it's called, well, there's a lot of it. People call it, actually I don't know what they call it. There's a word for it, or there's a specific phrase that they call it, but I'm just going to say it. It's not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles, or where the doer of deeds could have done better. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs and comes up short again and again, because there's no effort without error or shortcoming. But who knows the great enthusiasms, the great devotions, who spends himself in a worthy cause, who at best knows in the end the triumph of high achievement, and who at the worst, if he fails, at least he fails while daring greatly, so that his place shall never be with those cold and timid souls who never who knew neither victory nor defeat. It's okay to know both, cadets. It's okay to know victory and defeat. Again, learn from your failures. Don't be afraid of them. Dare greatly, cadets, as you head off into your next part of your journey. Try new things. Pick yourself up when you fall down. Make sure that you pass this on. You know, I've talked with you about legacy, that we all leave a legacy, whether we want to or not. Legacy is not something that your great rich uncle or grandma or somebody leaves you. That's not legacy. Everybody in this room will leave a legacy. It can be a positive or a negative one. Work on making it a positive one for those that come behind you. Send others who need the help that you have received over the last 22 weeks. And most importantly, don't ever ring that bell. Congratulations, 24 TAC 2.
I'm not done with him yet. Thank you. Okay, so a lot of the time, Trevor has been with us since the very beginning for over 10 years, and so we just wanted to thank him for his time and his leadership from the staff, but also the amount of kids that he has touched and mentored in his time here. But he's also going to go again, and his new position is also helping kids. So that really is his life journey. I appreciate his wife so much for allowing myself to work with him. So this is part of our new building. This was Trevor's vision a while back, was to get the new barracks. And so we didn't want, as people have left the building and have retired, we've actually given them part of the old gym floor at our academy. It was actually warped when we first got there. And so we took that apart, and some people kept that wood. Well, this isn't wood from that. This is wood actually from the new barracks, because this is a legacy that he left. And so on it, we present this to Trevor Sparrow for his many years of dedicated service to the youth of Idaho. What you leave as a legacy is not what is etched in stone monuments, but what is woven into the lives of others. We appreciate your service, sir. Cadets, you have no idea the staff and the paddles that we worked with the last 2 weeks to get you here. So give the staff a round of applause. Please welcome Commandant Brandon Binder to share some class and individual achievements during the residential phase.
Congratulations, cadets. Week 22, commencement. You made it. We made it. Parents, I just want to thank you real quick for your patience with us and for trusting us with your youth. I'd also like to take a second and thank all the cadets for your time, your trust, and your effort. In the last 22 weeks, these young men and women have met and conquered many challenges. They have grown both personally and professionally. They are more disciplined, more physically fit, and more academically prepared than ever before. I'd like to share some of their achievements with you. Class 24 TAC 2 collectively provided over 6,378 hours of service to community. This equates to over $200,000 worth of work, volunteer work, provided to the surrounding communities. These cadets did various projects, from helping elderly and nonprofit organizations to volunteering at the fish hatchery and working with the U.S. Forest Service to provide maintenance and upkeep of our National Forest campsites and hiking trails. Without these young people's dedication to the service of those in need and to the common good, these projects would not have been possible. They have made a great and lasting impact on our state. They have learned the importance of selfless service to the community, and I look forward to seeing how they continue to serve in their hometown communities in the future. When I said that these cadets are more physically fit than ever before, I absolutely meant it. They have worked extremely hard in all aspects of physical fitness, showing growth and improvement in all areas of push-ups, sit-ups, their mile run times, all as a squadron. Though some of their physical fitness was more consequential than actual planned PT events, 50 burpees for curse words, 50 burpees for being out of uniform, or not standing at the position of attention correctly, among many, many other things. And when it comes to being healthier, as a squadron, these cadets lost 1,107 pounds. Great job. With the Axe flight losing the bulk of that at 509 pounds. Great job, gentlemen. So I'd like to take a moment to recognize a select group of cadets today. When I call your name, please stand. From the Scouts flight, Cadet Staff Sergeants Sherburne, Truax, and White. From the GEMS flight, Cadet Staff Sergeant Perez, Gambles, and Gomez A. And from the Axe flight, Cadet Senior Airman Valdez. So these cadets were chosen in week 12 to serve on our cadet peer review board, and they have carried out this important responsibility with unwavering respect, integrity, courage, and commitment. Over the past 10 weeks, they have worked collaboratively, providing support and guidance to many within the squadron. The Cadet Peer Review Board was conceived and established by one of our cadets from our first inaugural class, with the goal of motivating and inspiring their peers during challenging times. Thank you for your hard work and dedication. Please take your seats. So in closing, I just have a few words I'd like to share with Class 24 TAC 2. Ralph Waldo Emerson said, "What lies behind us and what lies ahead of us are tiny matters to what lies within us." The way we act or the way we react at all times, both in positive and negative situations, shows who we really are. When the situation we are in becomes difficult, stay strong and work hard to meet the challenge. Remember what you've accomplished today. Rather than give up or throw in the towel, stay strong as you have learned to do to make your situation better regardless of the cost. Martin Luther King Jr. said, "The ultimate measure of a man is not where he stands in moments of comfort and convenience, but where he stands at times of challenge and controversy." You will at times find yourself, even if you are strong, wanting or needing to give up. It is during these times when we are forced beyond our reasoning to dig deeper than we've ever dug, we then find that we still have more digging to do. Digging will require different types of tools and different types of situations throughout our lives. These tools are given to us by our peers, our mentors, our friends, and our families. But these tools are only recognizable during the situations that cause us to seek them. Sometimes we avoid obtaining them entirely because we avoid the situation that would dictate us to dig for them. Now is the time for each of you to begin to dig, to look for new tools to use to help keep you motivated and inspired. Now is the time that motivation and inspiration will not come from the staff, or your peers, or even your family. It is at this point, as young men and women, you are going to have to draw that motivation from within. And it is my hope that you found most of the tools that you need here at IDYCA, where challenges are made to help develop you into who you never thought you could be. The staff, we did not change you. We merely provided the tools and opportunities for you to choose to change yourself. So refocus on what's important, because there will be no more second chances. The time of yesterday is gone and it will not be coming back. This is your chance. Use it wisely, use it well. Congratulations again to all of you. We are all very proud of you. I will now invite our scribe of the Cadet Peer Review Board, Cadet Staff Sergeant Perez, to announce our Cadet of the Cycle. It was no small task to choose a Cadet of the Cycle out of 127 cadets.
Hello and welcome to the Class of 24 TAC 2 Commencement. I am Cadet Perez, a member of CPRB. My role on the board is being the scribe. My duties consist of keeping the minutes of the board and writing down the corrective actions that we would assign them with the permission of Master Sergeant. I have been tasked with announcing the Cadet of the Cycle. With that, I'm going to announce the Cadet of the Cycle, which is Cadet Staff Sergeant Landvatter. Please post. Being chosen for the title Cadet of the Cycle is the most prestigious accolade you can receive from the Idaho Youth Challenge Academy. The parameters for Cadet of the Cycle are strong figureheads in the flight, rising above, leading the way, and demonstrating unwavering adherence to the standards of the Academy. We chose him because he had a good presence in the flight. You consistently earned a 4.0 GPA with your academics. You were head tutor in the flight and as well as a night school lead. Ladies and gentlemen, at the beginning it was tough for him dealing with the emotions, but he still kept pushing himself and not letting his feelings affect others around him and how well he was doing. Despite dealing with what he had going on in acclimation, he still became first-round staff sergeant, second-round element leader, and third-round guide-on. He was also one of 2 scouts to earn the Military Bearing Award. He also went above and beyond to push himself to earn the Tech Sergeant Medal, a very physically and mentally taxing test consisting of different qualifiers and events, all physical, including Master Sergeant Camden's Purgatory. Congratulations to Cadet Staff Sergeant Landvatter.
So each cadet was given the exciting challenge of crafting a commencement speech. Of those, 6 were chosen for the honor of competing before the entire squadron and numerous staff members at the IDYCA. An exceptional trio of cadets emerged as the victors: Cadet Staff Sergeant Gomez Gonzalez of the GEMS, Cadet Staff Sergeant Jones of the Axemen, and Cadet Staff Sergeant Sherburne of the Scouts. Please welcome to the stage our first speaker from the Scouts flight, Staff Sergeant Sherburne.
Good afternoon. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Cadet Staff Sergeant Sherburne. I'm deeply appreciative and honored to stand before you today. Albert Einstein's definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. I guess you could say I lived that definition before I got here. My daily routine: sleeping in because I stayed up all night watching TV, waking up, smoking, drinking, and just getting by. It didn't feel like a problem at the time, but I was in the right headspace to see it differently. I wasn't living a meaningful life. I was stuck in a cycle of depression with no clear direction. I had just moved to Idaho after leaving my aunt and uncle's place on bad terms. I had to sell my car and had no idea what to do next. For months, I had to sleep on a couch at my sister's place, then moved into a room they had open. I lived an hour and a half away from any real job opportunities. I wanted to work, but without a car and no plan, I felt trapped. Growing up didn't help. My parents were drug addicts, so my siblings and I had to fend for ourselves. We cared for each other and our parents, cleaned up after them, and just existed. Most days made me realize that, to my parents, we were just a paycheck from the government, and they'd drop us off with relatives when we became too much of a burden. We lived in mobile homes, tents, cars, family members' houses. Wherever we could find a place to live, abuse, both physical and mental, was a regular part of life. But I learned something from all that. Every example is a good example, even a bad one. I promised myself that I would take the opposite path from what I saw growing up. Unfortunately, those years of learned behavior ran deeper than I realized. I didn't want to keep living the same way, intending for tomorrow to be different, but never taking the steps to make it change. That's when I heard about the Idaho Youth Challenge Academy from a friend of my sister's, someone who had attended the program a few cycles prior, and I knew this is what I need. I wanted something to help me change. My sister and her fiance, someone whom I look up to, pushed me to go to this academy. The first few weeks at the Challenge Academy were annoying. Adjusting was one of the hardest things I've had to do. Stay quiet for 2 weeks, go to my rack, fold everything to standard, and march in formation with 43 strangers. It felt like a world away from anything I was used to. But there's a quote from the Marines that stuck with me: improvise, adapt, change, then overcome, then adapt again. These 3 words are critical in battle, but they apply to life too. Because once you overcome one challenge, there's always another. You don't stop adapting just because you've crossed one finish line. The battle doesn't stop, and neither should you. Keep pushing forward and adapting. One of the first things that really stuck with me at the Challenge Academy was something Tech Sergeant Newcomb made us watch. A speech by Admiral McRaven. He said in his speech, "If you want to change your life, start with making your bed every morning." At first it sounded too simple. How could making your bed be life-changing? But over time, I realized that Admiral McRaven wasn't just talking about the bed. He was talking about the power of small wins. That simple act of waking up and making your bed already sets you on a path for success each day. It's a moment where you've already accomplished something before the day even starts. And when you're trying to change your life, it's the small ones that matter. Admiral McRaven explained it in the video, but it took me a little to understand it. It's the little things that build momentum, one after the other, just like waking up, making your bed, knowing that you've already succeeded in something. That feeling sticks with you. It builds confidence and shifts your mindset. And that mindset was the key to making it through the Challenge Academy. One of the toughest challenges the Scouts faced together at the Challenge Academy was our log PT. At first, it felt just like another physical test. Lift a log, hold it, do in cadence, shoulder presses, sit-ups, squats, and march with it. But soon we realized it was much more than just physical strength. Those moments when our arms burned, when we thought we couldn't go another step. It wasn't just about getting the log from point A to point B. It was about each of us showing up for the person next to us. When one of us was struggling, the others picked them up, literally and figuratively. In those grueling moments with sweat pouring down our faces and our muscles screaming, we built something stronger than just physical strength. We built unwavering camaraderie. We learned that no one succeeds alone. We learned that lifting each other up in the hardest moments is what it makes the team stronger. We learned that enduring when you want to give everything up and throw in the towel, when you felt like you've had enough, is what it means to adapt, overcome, and keep going. Not just for yourself, but for everyone you're in it with. The changes I've made here are because of the cadre and staff giving me a fresh start every day, giving me a chance for growth, holding me accountable to a standard and never letting me drop below it. Because of their efforts and my own determination, I'm now a 4.0 student. I'm graduating with my GED, a feat I thought impossible before coming to this academy. The tools the Academy has provided me with are indispensable to my future. Today, as you graduate, you can all attest to how much you've had to adapt, change, and overcome. The Idaho Youth Challenge Academy held you to a standard, pushing you further with each challenge, helping you discover strengths you never knew you had. What each of you has accomplished is nothing short of amazing. You've completed a 5.5-month quasi-military program, getting off the stuff you were addicted to, learning to take constructive criticism from people you didn't feel earned your respect, and dealing with people you might not have always liked, but you persevered. You learned to not be afraid, to put yourself out there, win or lose. It's all about the spirit of challenging yourself to be open to realizing your highest potential. It's like the famous snowboarder Travis Rice once said, "We will never know our full potential unless we push ourselves to find it." It's this self-discovery that takes us to the wildest places on earth. If there's one thing I want you to take away from this experience, it's this: you are in control of your future. This world is what you make of it. Whatever you want out of life, you can take it. Set your goals, create your plan, and push yourself as far as you can. No matter how hard or impossible it is, never lose sight of your goal. If you don't take risks, you can't create a future. Just because you fall doesn't mean you failed. Get up, dust yourself off, and keep moving forward. If you fall short of a goal, you still made it farther than you thought possible. Learn from the experience and keep going. It's not a sprint, it's a marathon. One last thing, your past doesn't dictate your future. No matter how tough things get, there's always a way forward. No matter how dark the night, day eventually comes. As long as you live, there are infinite chances for growth. You have one life to live. What will you do with it? Thank you for your time today, and congratulations, Class 24 TAC 2. The best of us is yet to come. It is my honor to introduce from the GEM site, Staff Sergeant Gomez Gonzalez.
Good afternoon, I'm Cadet Gomez Gonzalez. Welcome all to the 24 TAC 2 Commencement. Thank you parents, staff, and friends for coming and supporting your cadets. I grew up with a mindset where I would ask myself, why me? Why did I have to be born into this family? Why was I the one getting in trouble in school? Why was I the one caught with drugs on school property? Why me? Because obviously, I wasn't the one who chose to keep drugs in my backpack, right? There are things in life we can control. There are also things we can't. That includes the family we are born into. The family that for generations repeated the cycle. The family that chose to repeat the cycle. Whatever this cycle may consist of, for example, physical and mental abuse, drug and alcohol abuse, or parental absence, the Academy was a chance for me to stop the cycle, to be the one to learn the consequences of continuing to live the way I had learned to live. If I didn't take the courage and responsibility to sign up for the IDYCA, my mom would still be crying and praying for me. In January 2024, my uncle passed away. All of my family was in great sorrow. At that time, I was abusing drugs and alcohol, though my family did not know. I was also grieving, but I grieved in such a way that made my parents worry and cry more than they had to. I began abusing drugs more and more each day. I became so depressed, I did not eat for days. From then on, it was like a snowball, getting deeper and deeper into my depression. I refused to get out of bed and go to school. I shut out the world so much. At some point, my mom had asked me to promise her that I would not kill myself. The day I finally realized I needed to get myself together was when my caring, loving mother came into my room. My mother struggles with severe arthritis in her knees, yet I distinctly remember her struggling to come downstairs into my room. I hated seeing my mom suffer in pain, but I made her suffer more. My mom came down into my bedroom, sat me up, and started to feed me. All I did was cry. I cried because of the regret of treating my life like it meant absolutely nothing. The life that my mother gave to me with love and care. The life that my mother gave to me. The life that my mother hopes for every day. The life that my mother prays for every night. I will say this in English first. Mom, thank you for supporting me. Without you, I would have never become the person I am now. Mami, gracias por soportándome. Sin ti, nunca me habría convertido en la persona que soy ahora. I'm stopping the cycle, and so should you. Stop treating your life like it means absolutely nothing. There's at least one person in this room that prays for you to keep living. Without the Academy, I would have never met the incredible people I know today. I've heard your stories. I know you don't want to repeat the cycle of abuse you went through as a child. I hope you all rise above your past. Rise above those generations that didn't pick themselves up. Through the Academy, I genuinely learned to take life head on, because life will never stop. Not for me, not for you. I'm so grateful for the staff that showed up every day to help kids pick their lives up and get back on their feet. Thank you to the cadre who, even though they had their own struggles going on in their lives, they still showed up and took life head on. They all inspired me to be strong. Regardless of what goes on in life, keep fighting. Push yourself to the absolute maximum, and once you're at the maximum, push yourself even further. You don't fail until you quit. Be better than the past you, be better than the you from yesterday. Don't underestimate yourself ever. Know yourself. You've gone through a 22-week quasi-military school with 40-something strangers. If you could do that, then you can go through anything with your head held high. You're all stronger than you think. You're stronger than the cold, wet tarmac after hygiene. The gems would know. Thank you again to everyone who has supported the cadets here at the IDYCA. Thank you staff, parents, and friends. Thank you to my mom and dad. I love you very much. Gracias a mi mami y papi por todo. Los amo mucho. Stay strong. Ponte las pilas. Thank you all for your time. It is my honor to introduce from the Axe Flight, Staff Sergeant Jones.
Hello 24 TAC 2, family and loved ones. My name is Cadet Staff Sergeant Jones. I'm a cadet at the Idaho Youth Challenge Academy. I've spent the last 154 days at a quasi-military academy, building discipline and inserting structure into my daily life. I came here because I was struggling with addiction. Didn't care about school and was losing motivation to do anything but party. I've struggled here. putting my blood, sweat, and the occasional tear into turning my life around. I've spent every single one of these days with 39 other cadets who I'm proud to call my brothers. Since I've been here, I've dropped many habits that would inevitably ruin my life. Since I've been here, I learned my own self-worth. I learned the value of hard work, and I learned the importance of discipline. In my flight, we had many struggles. We started this cycle at each other's throats, hitting grueling PTs and losing trust from our cadre quickly and doing everything it took to gain it back. We ended it with stories of teamwork, dedication, and always being there for each other. These are young men I'm proud to call my fellow Axemen. In the Axemen Creed, there's one line that will forever stick with me. I will always have my brothers back, ready to catch them if they fall. This stuck with me for many reasons throughout the entirety of the cycle. 8 days before I came to the academy, on July 12, 2024, I was at a close friend's house when I got a text from my mom saying she needed me home that night. I was curious but obliged all the same. On the way home, I had a horrible, gut-wrenching feeling. I got home and went outside to find my mom and my siblings sitting around the fire pit waiting for me. She told me and my siblings that she was diagnosed with stage 4 lung cancer. Rather than responding in tears and frustration, I responded in anger and absolute agitation. I ran from the situation. To this day, I don't know how my mom has found it in her heart to forgive me for that. She shared something that would change our lives permanently, and rather than being there for her, I ran away and got high. I love my mom, and she has done so much for me. Finding out that my best friend would be going through the hardest battle of her life while I was sent away to the academy was the most strenuous and difficult choice in my life. Mom, thank you for always finding it in your heart to forgive me and to always love me. I know it wasn't always easy, especially when you had to come into the school and the cops pulled me in, or when I'd come home in the middle of the night, either drunk or high. You've been there for me through everything, through court fees and all of the other addictions. I thank you for always helping me to find my worth and doing everything in your power to prove that I can always do better. The last thing I had to say to you is, Mom, I'm sorry for everything. Through the academy, I've changed, and I really hope to be able to prove that to you. Within the first 2 weeks of the academy, I responded quite differently. Rather than being angry, I shed many tears. Everybody in the bay, whether they knew me or not, comforted me. Little did I know, for the next 5.5 months, I would have 38 other young men in the same situation as me, looking out for me and comforting me during the hardest time of my life. In the beginning, I was positive that I was not going to make any progress. I assumed the worst of myself. I believed that I was not going to be able to change. I'd been smoking for 3 years or more, and had been using nicotine for about 6 years. It seemed like I was stuck in a loop that I was never going to get out of. I want to say thank you to the academy staff, cadre, and counselors. They've proven to me that I can change, and that I can keep doing better to improve myself. Since I've been sober, I've lost 30 pounds, have motivation to get up in the morning, I work out every day, and I feel great about everything I do. Every single day, they push me to keep doing better, and that proved to me that no matter how bad I wanted to go home, no matter how much I miss being home, being here is the best decision for me. We have many stories of working together to get what was seemingly impossible done, and done well. From carrying hefty logs, singing jingle bells, to trying to figure out a sense of consistency when we had our cadre changing every single day. Tech Sergeant Leonard's brutal, seemingly endless leg days, or Tech Sergeant Bradley's hour of burpees, or even his relentless front back goes, which if you don't know are jumping jacks, push-ups, and sit-ups. No matter the situation, we persevered together, and for that, I'd like to thank every single one of the Axemen. This has been one of the biggest milestones of my life, and I could not have done it without each of you backing me up every step of the way. One of my best memories is a time when we were all down on the cadet trail, struggling to pick up a log that was about 40 feet long and about 8 inches in diameter, now known as Big Bertha. Tech Sergeant Tinsley had stated that if we couldn't carry this log, then he'd find a way for us to get motivated, which usually entails Gore-Tex PT wearing our raincoats. We carried it up about a 60-degree slippery hill, across the helipad, down the helipad hill, and across to our bay. The thing I remember best, though, is that while we were carrying it down the hill, we were working together entirely so that nobody wound up hurt. We were determined not to put that log down, and we continued to carry it all the way down until we got to the end of the hill. We started to slow down and began lowering it. Tech Sergeant Tinsley said, "You boys have more than that in you. On 3, I want you to pick that log up and launch it into the atmosphere." He counted down, and when he hit 3, we threw that log and held it above our heads. This log weighed probably 3,000 pounds, and 40 of us threw it over our heads and carried it the rest of the way to the bay. This moment is engraved in my head because we were struggling to do something that most 16-year-olds could never even dream of, but we worked together as a team and got it done. Looking back, no matter how little it feels like we've changed, I've used this log as a reference point. It may not seem like we've changed much, but as a whole, we worked together to carry a log that in the beginning we would have scoffed at and never been able to even dream of carrying. Now we carry them with a smile on our face, all while singing. There are many things that have helped me to continue pushing forward. One thing in particular is something that started off as a joke, but genuinely stuck with me and has continued as a daily habit, this being Wise Words of the Day with Tech Sergeant Billups. I started off asking him sarcastically what his wise words of the day were. The first thing he said to me was, "Every day is a new opportunity. Keep pushing because you never know what opportunities may arise." This stuck with me more than I ever could have imagined. He taught me that every single day is a new opportunity to be great, but you can only be as good as the opportunity you're willing to take. This cycle has had many ups and downs. We went from non-disciplined hoodlums to well-maintained, composed young men. The cadre have taught me how to stay committed to whatever the situation at hand may be. So Gems, Scouts, X, remember, no matter the obstacle, no matter the adversity you may face, you can conquer it. In fact, you can demolish it, because we've already braved one of the hardest obstacles most of us will ever face, and we did it together through debilitating PTs, separation, discipline, and structure. Thank you to the Idaho Youth Challenge Academy for teaching me all things I do in life I need to do well and with purpose. I've learned so much here, and this has been a chapter in my life that I don't think I'll ever be able to forget. I may not have always wanted to follow through with it, but in the end, I'm so glad I did. So here we are. We're finally graduating, and we did it with determination, intention, and grit.
And if you can imagine, that's 3 of the 127 cadets and their stories that we have. So let's give these cadets another round of applause for these great speeches. Please welcome Principal Hill, who will share some academic achievements and award certificates.
Good afternoon, Squadron.
Good afternoon, Mr. Hill.
The IDYCA staff, distinguished guests, your family and friends are here today to honor you. The class of 24 TAC 2 and your many accomplishments. This includes some of your academic achievements. In week 2, and in their final weeks, cadets take the test of Adult Basic Education and Armed Services Vocational Aptitude Battery Test, better known as the TABE and the ASVAB. Class 24 TAC 2 showed 75% growth in the TABE and 82% growth in the ASVAB. This class has earned 99% of the credits possible, totaling 1,890 credits. On day 0, you had a combined average GPA of 1.67. Today, I'm proud to announce you earned a 3.17 GPA average, which is a C- to a B+. Well done. I know a lot of you on the tutor team had a lot of help in helping your cadets reach that milestone, so you deserve an applause as well. I do have some cadets that need some special recognition. There were 15 cadets. They were the ones that received a 4.0 in our last academic achievement. Or 15 cadets, they earned a 4.0 GPA, maintaining this level of academic excellence for 22 weeks. So if you received a 4.0, please stand up. We have 23 cadets who presented their senior project successfully before the Deputy Director Browers and I in the conference room. Joint School District 171 is proud to award these 23 cadets with their diplomas. Would they please stand up? We had some cadets who were too far behind the general education track to recover and go back to school for their high school diplomas, and they chose the GED track. 4 cadets took full advantage of their academic classes and the academy to earn their GED this cycle. Would those 4 cadets please stand up? Change is inevitable. The Academy opened in 2014. It has been changing quite a bit since I arrived in 2018. Changes in staff, changes in position, new barracks, and soon more changes in leadership. I want to personally recognize Director Sparrow. Thank you for your guidance, your insight, and support as I changed positions from a teacher to a principal. He has pressed upon me, above all else, that we must do everything in our power to get these young men and women back on track, to change our direction from at-risk youth to productive members of society. To that end, it's a struggle sometimes, thinking it is all on us to get you turned around, because you are important, you are valuable, and you have so much potential. I see that in you, we see that in you. In a short 22 weeks, the IDYCA staff has been an integral part of your present and future success. The focus on you by all the staff is what makes us successful and, to be honest, exhausted. You and I need to thank the academic staff. Academic staff, would you please stand up? We have a great group of educators and change makers in the classroom. The academic staff deserves a well-earned break and a round of applause. I would also like to thank the IDYCA staff, and I want them to stand up as well right now. Every one of these people has made an impact in your life. They are great problem solvers, teammates, co-workers, and friends. Sometimes I think you don't understand how much we talk about you to get you squared away in 22 weeks. Parents, guardians, families, and friends, remember that change also requires choices. Your cadets have learned the tools at IDYCA to make choices, the right choices hopefully, but it's not a guarantee. You will choose to use, they will choose, some will choose to use these tools immediately, some occasionally, and some after having enough hard knocks in life. They have the tools and the choice to use them. Be supportive, listen intently, ask engaging questions, and they just might surprise you. Cadets, don't forget to appreciate those people around you. You had speakers up here saying some heartfelt things. It's easy. Watch. My mom and dad are up there. Thank you for everything you've done for me. I love you, and I appreciate you, and you can't imagine how much. See how simple that was? When you're having a tough time in your life, go show some gratitude to somebody else. It'll turn things around when you're having a rough time. So once again, thank you, all of you, for letting us be a part of changing their future. If you know of a young man or woman who is at risk, who needs and wants to make a positive change in their life, make a choice, have them contact us. The results today sit before you. The IDU Challenge is a collaborative mission focused on at-risk youth becoming successful, responsible, and productive citizens of Idaho. In a few moments, you will be forever known as 24 TAC 2 Idaho Youth Challenge Academy graduates. Set the standard, lead the way, rise above with respect, integrity, courage, and commitment. Deputy, it is time. Everyone, please hold your applause until the end so that each name can be heard and recognized. Thank you for all of your hard work, graduates. You did it.
Okay, from the Mountain Gems flight. Morgan Bales. Zoe Bartlett. Receiving her diploma, Rain Cardona. Lexus Contreras. Malia Dave. Samantha Day. Kaylee Delaney. Estrella Diaz Rivas. Jaylene Espino. Zoe Ferris. Jocelyn Finch. Receiving her diploma, Kaylee Forey. Olivia Freeman. Lillian Gambles. Emma Gadula. Receiving her diploma, Megan Gibson. Crystal Gomez. Receiving her diploma, Ashley Gomez Gonzalez. Faith Gonzalez Ramirez. Danica Hamilton. Kylie Hefner. Liliana Hernandez. Mallory Jorgensen. Emily Javon. Lexi Click. Liza Kluvers. Lily Nepper. Receiving her GED, Christina Cook. Olivia Kronberg. Receiving her diploma, Dulciane Lara. Receiving her diploma, Leandra Leon. Peyton London. Receiving her diploma, Kaylee Mize. Annabelle Nelson. Christina Ordaz Rivera. Receiving her diploma, Anaili Perez. Liliane Ransom. Daniela Sandoval. Charisse Cyril. Receiving her diploma, Serenity Silva Durantes. Jasmine Tallman. Malaysia Thornquest. Aaliyah Trevino. Ava Wagner. Tristina Warner Huff. Ileana Zapata. From the Axe Flight, Israel Andrade. Jesus Andrade. Justin Baker. Jesse James Blackburn. Jaden Brasino. Tyler Butler. David Carrillo Guerrero. Tristan Caudle. Hayden Chafin. Santana Contreras. Marshall Dawson. Gabriel Day. Jonathan Farias. Alexander Ferris. Caden Forey. Anthony Garcia Morales. Jorge Gomez Reles. Angel Hernandez Gonzalez. Isaiah Jaquez. Alex Jones. Odin Kaufman. Isaiah Kling. Jansen Lyda. Noah Miller. Hagen Miller. Alex Orego. Maverick Page. Colin Pittman. Jorge Ramirez. Cole Rasmussen. Jose Ruiz. Josiah San Nicolas. Billy Sisson. Steeler Tracy. Chase Ullery. Emmanuel Valdez. Austin Warren. Zaragoza Salcido. Gabriel Zamuda. From the Scouts Flight, Derek Bailey. Calvin Banks. Dylan Barton. Juan Batista. Leon Bennett. Receiving his diploma, Stephen Bishop. Receiving his diploma, Ethan Brown. Landon Church. Receiving his diploma, Isaiah Chula. Receiving his GED, Connor Clark. Caden Elliott. Receiving his diploma, Caden Fletcher. Uriah Flores. Receiving his diploma, Jordan Golden Harvey. Ashton Hartman. Charles Hayes. Augustine Hernandez. Brendan Hicks. Aiden Holden. Receiving his diploma, Stephen Jenkins. Receiving his diploma, Caleb Jesse. Drayden Johnson. Receiving his diploma, Michael Kraft. Receiving his diploma, Jonas Landbatter. Narek Lopez. Antonio Medina. Kevin Moreno. Receiving his diploma, Justin Mueller. Receiving his diploma, Dominic Oropeza. Receiving his GED, Gabriel Reyes. Romaldo Rivera. Caleb Rodriguez. Tyler Reinierson. Receiving his GED, Christian Mikhail Sherburn. Shane Smith. Receiving his diploma, Logan Spicer. Michael Truax. Willis Wadsworth. Xander Walker. Lance Weitzel. his diploma, Zachary White. Receiving his diploma, Gabriel Williams. Okay, parents, give me a big round of applause. I guess they think you're special or something. Or maybe they just really want to see you. Anyways, congratulations, graduates. Squadron Commander, put your squadron at attention and lead them in the IDYCA Cadet Creed.
Squadron, attention! The Cadet Creed! The Cadet Creed! I am a National Guard Youth Challenge Cadet. I proudly attend the Idaho Youth Challenge Academy honor, courage, and commitment. I believe in uphold the program's and core components. I will obey all staff and cadet leaders pointed over me. I acknowledge the spirit and commitment of the Youth Challenge and all those that run for me. I am committed to maintain the highest standard of excellence in every just treatment of all.
Cadets, most of you have the cue. Move your tassels from right to left over your heart. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I present to you from Class 24 TAC 2, the 22nd graduating class of the Idaho Youth Challenge Academy. Squadron Commander, go ahead and seat them.
Squadron, take, seat! Drop like rock!
Okay, parents, we're almost done, I promise. Not too bad. Okay, so we're gonna go over just a little bit of rules right before we leave here. So graduates, please remember to pick up your graduation packs. Those packets, mom and dad, guardians, are essential for your next step into the post-residential phase towards your educational and employment goals. They contain the actual certificate. If you look inside that, it's not there, okay? It's in those packets, parents. Your transcripts, your diplomas, a wealth of other crucial information is all in those packets when you leave here. Please do not leave without collecting any medications that you brought, including inhalers. Following your final dismissal, there will be a brief 10 to 15 minute photo opportunity with your families outside in the foyer. Please save any further visiting until after you find your way quickly to the, not gym, the hallway, and turn in your caps and gowns and collect your gear with those vital graduation packets. Staff will depart with or without having you checked in no later than 1500. That will be the last time that you have to even say anything after me, and I'm very appreciative of that, Squadron. So, ladies and gentlemen, please stand.
Squadron, attention!
It is my privilege to introduce Cadet Staff Sergeant Reyes, who will deliver the benediction.
Good afternoon, family and friends. Let us pray.
Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for this moment where parents, friends, staff, cadre, and fellow cadets can join in the celebration of this momentous occasion. That is commencement. We thank you for the safety of those who traveled from all over the beautiful state of Idaho to be here for their cadets. Oh, Heavenly Father, as we pray, we ask that you walk with each of us while we experience this journey we call life, as you've walked with us for the past few months and the challenges we endured. Each cadet has experienced something special and unique, and it was a result of your will that we got to experience this as the 24 TAC 2 Squadron. For that, we are forever grateful. We are thankful for the strength and mental toughness you have endowed in each and every one of us. As we leave back to our homes this afternoon, Father, I pray you watch over and facilitate the safety of each family. We are truly grateful for the opportunity the IDYCA gave us, for the cadre, the experiences, and every lesson learned, for we wouldn't have developed into the fine young men and women we have turned ourselves into without your opportunities. In the Lord's almighty name we pray. Amen.
Squadron Commander, it is now time to dismiss. Please welcome Director Trevor Sparrow for the final dismissal of cadets.
Cadets, remember, you deserve the education that you got here. You are special, you are loved, be stronger than yesterday, and don't ever ring that bell. Class 24 TAC 2 cadets, you're dismissed.